Given the sequence 4x 32, determine the values of x if the sequence is arithmetic, if the sequence is geometric. Okay, this is a sequence and we are asked to find the value or the values of x if the sequence is first arithmetic progression or it is geometric. So when we bring this sequence, we have 4, x, 32. Those are the terms of that sequence, the first term, the second term, and the third term. If this is an arithmetic progression, what is the value of x? Secondly, if this is a geometric progression, what will be the value of values of x? Now, the first thing we need to get, I'm going to solve this in two different ways. First, I'm going to use a particular method. Thereafter, I will come and use arithmetic mean and geometric mean in addressing this, which of course is a fastest method, the easy way to solving this particular equation. Now, if this is a sequence and it's an AP, this is T1, this is T2, this is T3. It means using the formula for calculating the n term of an arithmetic progression, Tn is equal to A plus n minus 1 multiplied by D. But for first term, we have T1 equal to, in this particular expression, we have T1 equal to 4. This is T2, this is T3. So it means that T3, which is A plus 2D, is equal to 32. And if that is the case, we found our A here to be 4, or A was given to us to be 4, so we replace or substitute A here with 4 plus 2D, and that's equal to 32, implying that 2D will be equal to 32 minus 4. So from here, our 2D will be equal to 32 minus 4, we have 28. At this point, to get the value of D, we divide by the coefficient of D, which is 2. 2D over 2, 28 over 2. D will be equal to 14. So we have the common difference equal to 14. So if T1 is equal to 4, T3 is equal to 32, T2 by formula, we are going to have T2 equal to A plus D. A was given to us as 4. The common difference D was found to be 14. So we are going to have A plus D, which is equal to 4 plus 14, giving us 18. It means the value of x in this particular expression is equal to 18. Now, this question we can solve using arithmetic mean. In dealing with arithmetic mean, if three numbers, for instance, we have x, y, and z. If these three numbers are consecutive terms, the arithmetic mean of these three terms will be equal to y. That is y equal to x plus z over 2. If a given sequence is an arithmetic progression, that is how to find the arithmetic mean. So in this case, we have 4, x, 32. So this is the consecutive term of an arithmetic progression given to us. So for us to find arithmetic mean, that is the second number here, we are going to have this equal to the first and the last here, which is 4 plus 32 divide by 2. 4 plus 32, we have 36 divide by 2. And 36 divided by 2, we have 18. So 18 is a value of s in this particular sequence if it's an AP. So you can see that whether we use this method, we arrive at 18. If we use arithmetic mean, we are going to arrive at 18, implying that option B is the correct answer for the first one. If the sequence is arithmetic, the value of x in that question is 18. Next is for us to look at the value of x or the values of x if the sequence is geometric. The same way we solved for the arithmetic, we are going to use two methods in addressing this, two ways we can solve this. First, we know that for a geometric progression, the n term is given by Tn equal to AR raised to the power of n minus 1. That's the n term of a geometric progression. So if Tn equal to AR raised to the power n minus 1, T1 for a geometric progression also is A, just like we have it in AP. And this A, which is a first term in this expression, is equal to 4. Right? Then T3 will be equal to AR raised to the power of 2. And this AR raised to the power of 2, we are told, is equal to 32. That's the third term of this sequence. By that, we can substitute to get the value of R, which is a common ratio. So if AR square is equal to 32, substituting the value of A, which is the first term here, into this equation, we will have 4R square equal to 32. For us to get our value of R, first of all, let's divide both sides by 4, so that R squared will be equal to 32 over 4, such that R squared equal to 32 over 4 is equal to 8. So at this point, we are going to find the square root of both sides. Finding the square root of both sides, we are going to have R equal to plus or minus square root of 8. So plus or minus square root of 8 is a common ratio for this particular sequence. So since our common ratio has been found to be plus or minus square root of 8, the next is to bring our formula for T2, and T2 simply is equal to AR, implying that we are going to have 4, which is a first term, multiplied by our common ratio, which is plus or minus square root of 8. From SOD, you know that this is not yet in its simplest form, so we can simplify root 8 further. And simplifying root 8 further, we are going to have 4 multiplied by plus or minus square root of 4 times 2. And that will give us plus or minus 4 times the square root of 4, we have 2, multiplied by root of 2. And finally, we have plus or minus 4 times 2, we have 8, multiplied by root 2, we have plus or minus 8 root of 2. So that is one of the ways we can solve for the value of x in that particular question. Using the second method, which is the geometric mean, just like we did for arithmetic mean, if 3 numbers say x, y, and z, if they are consecutive, if these three terms of a given sequence are consecutive, their geometric mean is given by y equal to the square root of x, z. Unlike arithmetic mean, where we have x plus z over 2, the geometric mean will be y equal to the square root of xz. So if that is the case, our x in this particular expression, again, let me bring it here. We have 4x 32, and y, which in this case corresponds with x, which we are asked to find, will be equal to the square root of, the first term here is 4, multiplied by the third term here, which is in the place of z, is 32. So we are going to have 4 times 32. And 4 times 32, this is supposed to be plus or minus square root of xz. So here is plus or minus square root of 4 times 32. So for this next step, we are going to have the square root of 128. And the square root of 128 can be simplified further, because this is equal to 64 multiplied by 2. 64 times 2 gives us 128. So that we have x equal to plus or minus the square root of 64, we have 8, multiplied by the square root of 2, we have 8 root of 2. So you can see that whether we use that first method or we use the geometric mean, we'll arrive at plus or minus 8 root of 2 as a value of x if the sequence is geometric. So this plus or minus 8 root of 2 corresponds with option C. So if this particular sequence is arithmetic, the value of x is 18, and if the sequence is geometric, the values of x are plus or minus 8 root of 2.